one of the natives is slipping into the water over from the bank. This seems to be one of the places that they put their boats into the water. Banks are covered with Virginia creeper and Japanese knotweed, and they're this strange glyphics. Someday our people will be able to read that alphabet and will know what that says. People are working on it right now. And there, look, there are truncated parts of ancient machines. It seems to be just their noses. Amazing. On the other bank, it's much wilder. Much, much wilder. I don't know about you, Jethro, but I'd stay away from that bank. You see that? You see all those plants there, Jethro? Yeah. Those are all devil's walking stick. It's a huge, huge grove of devil's walking stick. They're very straight, and they're covered with spikes that'll torture you if you touch them.
Really?
Yeah, every square inch is covered with spikes. That's why they call it the devil's walking stick. And there are phragmites, which come from Babylon. Those reeds are the phragmites of Babylon. And some wild Canadian geese. Look, more of them, they're attacking. Jethro, get down. Look, a giant goose.
That must be the queen.
That must be the queen goose. Must be going somewhere. Where could the queen goose be going? They're going to her. They see her. They're going right towards her. These towers, nobody understands these towers either. They're the minor towers and the major towers. And no one really knows why they... Oh, look, the snake. Quiet. Jethro, quiet. You don't want to get its attention. I think we're good now.
We're regular penbirds.
That, we understand, is an ancient picket fence, but evidently during this era, instead of making it out of pickets, they poured it out of resin. It's an amazing thing. It's a poured picket fence.
What are you videoing it?
Yes.
Oh. You can sell it to yuppies that want to experience the...
Do you understand the language he's speaking? The natives here are so strange and multicolored. I wonder what happens when this thing hatches. It must be a large animal. Look, more noses. Are they noses? No, I don't think they are.
Mr. Vice, could this be the larvae of these strange bipeds?
Actually, you know what? I've seen things that had looked a lot like this running very fast across some of those river crossings before.
Herd.
A herd of them, yeah, and they're all going the same way, except others are going the exact opposite way, very fast. Get close to them, but don't alarm them. Because if those are young, the mothers will be nearby, and they're usually very protective. What is this strange construction? It looks like it's designed so that the left-hand side lifts up and the right-hand side spins back. Those are huge weights. What could lift such a thing?
Nope.
Have you ever seen anything like it, Jethro?
Nope. but I cannot wait to get back to the future where we belong. It's dystopias.
Dystopian.
Off-putting.
Most dystopia are off-putting, Jethro. A remarkable ancient structure. Think of the civilization that could build these things, and where did they get that much steel? To have the energy to melt that much steel and shape it. Can you imagine?
I heard it came from a place called Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
I've only heard about it in storybooks.
Wow, what a weird word. I guess, wow, look at that thing. Massive. What do you think the strings are for?
Strings?
The strings along the towers. The tower, like the strings cross from one tower to another. I wonder what they're for.
Maybe it's what was fed everybody.
How could you eat string like that?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Clearly. Look, a cliff with cliff dwellings in it. I hear sound.
We reside in those cliffs. That's
You think really?
weird.
That is so cool.
Those things just live anywhere.
I don't know. It sounds like they could be inhabited. Amid the ruins of this ancient civilization, there are people living in these cliffs. Remarkable.
Look at these vines on the right.
Yeah. Look at that thing. Who would have built that and why? And how did they move these giant stones? People have been trying to figure that out for years. How would they get those giant stones here and stack them so carefully? It's amazing.
You think it's a calendar?
Well, it is running roughly north-south. Joan, do you have any theories about how the civilization that built this moved those huge rocks? Do you have any ideas?
Yes. It was actually extraterrestrials.
Clearly. And the vines that they put along their structure, these long vines back like up in here? What are those about?
Yeah, if you wait, the Acela will go off.
What's an acela?
Is that an animal?
Are they dangerous? Joan, do we have reason to be concerned about the acela?
About a green vine?
Well, if we get near one, could it hurt us?
Sorry?
If we get near one, could it hurt us?
If you're touching the catenary and the rails at the same time, yes.
Okay, don't do that, Jethro. Thank you, Joan.